No GuildGate. Ooh, okay, there we go. We got it, guys. We got it. We got it. We got it. Okay. Primeval Titan. We stabilize here. This actually did it for us. Okay, so with that, we then get out our Plaza of Harmonies. Gain some life back. We go back up to 7 life. Wow, we actually stabilized. I can't believe we actually did that. Hello my fiery friends, the Infernoman here with the latest in budget deck technology. And for today's deck tech, we're going to be looking at a deck that I actually put together quite a while ago. We're going to be looking at GuildGates one more time, but is it possible to update it and make it amazingly powerful in 2023?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Well, you're about to find out because we are going to be playing Prime Gate Time. But as always, let's go over the stats of the deck before we get started. So we're looking at about a, wow, okay, it's actually a really misleading mana curve, about 4.0, but don't worry, I'm going to explain how that works in a bit. This is, of course, 5 colors, because it is a GuildGate deck. We're going to utilize 14 creatures and 18 non-creature spells. Specifically, it'll be 12 sorceries, 5 artifacts, 5 enchantments, and 28 lands. So, what makes this deck different from the last time we played it? Well, we did play this deck a while ago on a budget of, actually we had a budget of no rares and no mythics, but this time around we're going to take advantage of a small pool of rares and mythics that we need that can make this deck extremely powerful and explosive if our opponent is not prepared for it. So, the basic strategy, of course, of a GuildGates deck is you're utilizing a ton of GuildGate tap lands to hopefully get a biggest variety of them out to then get your mazes in and then bring this into play so that way you can then get to victory utilizing this. But how does this all work together because we have a ton of tap lands? Well, of course, since we are GuildGates, we're going to take advantage of a bunch of synergies that only work with GuildGates. So before we get started with that, let's go ahead and explain, of course, how we're going to get to victory. First off, we're going to have to build up all of our lands, but we're going to need to ramp quite a bit. So we're going to use cards like Arboreal Grazer to ramp out. So when this enters the battlefield, you can put an extra land out for you. It's tapped. You have Explore, which can help us draw another card and also put an additional land into play. We also are going to use Circuitous Route. So this will allow us to dig up some basic lands. In this case, we're actually going to dig up gates and then put them onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle. So this basic ramp package is going to help us, of course, build up everything we need to hopefully get our GuildGates out as fast as possible. That's probably the biggest weakness that you need to be aware of when it comes to GuildGates. So obviously everything comes into play tapped, so we're going to be much more slower than our opponent, but we can still circumvent that, of course, with the thanks of our ramp. However, we're also going to need a lot of good card draw, and thankfully GuildGates does have that advantage, of course, with Guild Summit. So as this enters the battlefield, you can tap any number of gates you control and then draw cards for each of those gates that were tapped this way. Thankfully, whenever a gate enters the battlefield under our control, we draw a card. So really sweet, pretty awesome option here just to help us get a bunch of stuff. It's obviously not going to get countered by our opponent if this does resolve, because as whichever gate lands into the battlefield, unless if our opponent has any kinds of ways of countering the effects of the Guild Summit, we can get a ton of card draw back very quickly. Speaking of other gate synergies, we also have Gates Ablaze. So this is going to be our main Wrath for the entire deck. So it deals X amount of damage to each creature, where X is the number of gates we control. As we keep scaling up, this also scales up with us too, which is really sweet to have. One spicy little bit that I always like to play is Glaive of the Guild Pack. A lot of people don't really look at this card and pretty much have forgotten what it does, but basically for every gate that we have, we get a +1/+0 buff to our creature when we equip it to them, and they have Vigilance and Menace. So imagine, if you will, you can actually put this on an Arboreal Grazer and it becomes extremely powerful very quickly if our opponent is not paying attention. So this is actually a pretty sweet card, highly underrated and great for the budget option that we have. Now, as far as the ways we finish off our opponent and how do we get there, of course. Now, we have 2 ways of doing that. As I mentioned earlier, we have the Mazes End. Mazes End basically enters the battlefield tapped, and you can add any generic mana for that cost. However, you can also pay 3 and tap the Mazes End, and then have it bounced back to your hand. You search your library for a gate card, you put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle. And if you control 10 or more gates with different names, you win the game. So this is our instant win card if we actually manage to pull off this. Thankfully, again, gates have a lot of extra options for us besides the guild gates themselves, and I'll explain that in a little bit when we get to the land base. But let's talk about plan B to the deck in case if we, of course, have other ways of getting to victory. We can also do the beatdown plan utilizing Gate Colossus. This will come in cheaper for each gate we control. Again, if our opponent does destroy this, however, and it ends up in the graveyard, if we put another gate back into the battlefield, we can then put the Gate Colossus back on top of our library, and that makes it extremely hard for our opponent to deal with unless if they have exile effects. So great card for us, and it's amazingly powerful even on a budget. Of course, the newest star to us, of course, is Primeval Titan. Man, this card is extremely powerful. In fact, actually, it's so powerful I forgot it's also Bandit Commander. That's actually how dangerously powerful it is. But we're going to take advantage of it here in Historic. So as you read, Primeval Titan is a 6-mana giant with trample, and it's a 6/6. Whenever the Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, you may search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So since we're basically very land focused in the deck, it was incredibly obvious that we had to put this, of course, into our deck to get more lands out as fast as possible. This, of course, is going to be one of those cards that you're going to expect that are going to try to blow up, but we definitely have a full playset to take advantage of it. We're going to have a ton of land very early so we can take advantage of Primeval Titan as it enters the battlefield and attacks. Our other finisher that a lot of people also don't expect is going to be Captive Audience. Captive Audience is also a pet card of mine. I actually really like this card, so I threw it in here just also because it can help cut down on our opponent if they are getting a little too heavy in their advantage. Basically, the card has 3 options once it enters the battlefield. Once we attach it to our opponent, they either have to choose if their life total becomes 4, they discard their hand, or each opponent creates 5 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. So basically, it puts a clock on our opponent to force them basically down to almost no resources and have nothing left to do but deal with those zombies. So very cool. I know a lot of people probably don't expect this card, so that's why I threw it into the deck, and I think it's actually pretty fun as it is. We do, of course, need a way to stabilize if our opponent is getting aggro, because remember, we only have, again, 4 wraths. We don't have any spot removal in the deck, so we definitely need ways of making sure that we have enough of a life total to ensure we can still stay alive. So we have 2 copies of Archway Angel. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each gate you control. So the card is pretty awesome for us in terms of ways we can stabilize. So what kind of gates are we using? Obviously, of course, we're going to use every guild gate we have, 1 of each at least. Some of them are going to be 2 of each. Simic Guild Gate, we need a full set since the deck mostly leans towards green and blue. As far as, however, support gates that can help us out, we also have copies of Plaza of Harmony. It's not a gate itself, but Plaza of Harmony, of course, gains us 3 life, and also we can utilize it to tap up 1 of any mana a gate we have controlling can produce. We also have Baldur's Gate, just a single copy of this. We can then boost up our mana a lot according to how many gates we control. Other gates that, awkwardly enough, actually do help us out, of course, in the Historic format only. We have Gate to the Bannerborn, we have Gate to Tumbletown, Gate to the Citadel, Gate to the Sea Tower. Basically, these 4 gates are going to provide us a little bit more variety for our gates, so as long as we have, again, those 10, we can still get to victory with the Maze's End. So as far as otherwise your sideboard is concerned, we have some Graveyard Hate with Tormod's Crypt, we have Deafening Silence to slow down combo decks and control decks out there, we have copies of Atrox's Fall, which can destroy an artifact, battle, enchantment, or creature with flying. We have Dovin's Veto as our catch-all counterspell if we need to throw that in against certain opponents. Narset Part of the Veil shuts down those one-ring combo decks that are trying to just go off by drawing a ton of cards. Since we are mostly land heavy, we can also go wide with Zendikar's Royal if we want to bring that in. And finally, a single copy of Thought Distortion. This spell can't be countered, which is great against control decks out there. We can strip their entire hand of all the non-land, non-creature cards they have and exile that player's graveyard just to make sure that we can maintain control of everything. But otherwise, that's the whole game plan for you. Do any of you actually think that this whole deck right here is possible, pulling off wins even in 2023? Since I don't know about you, but ever since Alchemy kind of came in, Alchemy kind of changed the game a lot, which makes this deck a lot harder to play than I thought it was. Still, I want to take this deck for a spin, and I still believe we can actually pull off some wins with it. So with that, let's take the deck, of course, into the Historic format and see how well it performs. But before we continue, if you do like any of the content that I do, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck decks, and so much more. Okay, my fighter friends, here we go. We are playing our Prime Gate Time here in Historic, and well, our mana base is a little awkward now, but that's kind of how always our mana base is. It's always going to be awkward, so I think we can still keep this. We can still make it work. We just need to build up. If we can get to that Circuitous route, we should be okay. So with that, let's go ahead. Let's play our Simic Guildgate. Again, all we just need is 1 land, just 1. Alright, I'm going to put down an island, Delver Secrets. Alright, looks like it's a Delver deck. We're still going to find our way through this, everybody. So, Dimir Guildgate. Alright, do they flip? Do you flip? They do. Yikes. Okay, well, that's fine. I still think we can get through this. Alright, Mountain. Monastery Swiss here. They go swinging. If we can actually get to that Archway Angel, we might actually have a shot here. So, Plaza of Harmony, gain some life back, and we pass. Steam Vents, Fiery Inscription. The ring tempts them. Alright, they go swinging again. We're down to 14. We're getting a little slow here, but we still can make it, everybody. Plaza of Harmony. Circuitous route. Let's get some gates out. So Baldur's Gate, I think we should get, and we need a red and white source. So let's go ahead, let's find, where is our Boros one? There it is. Okay. Now we have all colors, which is great. If our opponent taps down here, we actually might also have shot still. Okay, Rohirrim Lancer? I can't say that. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna go with whatever I said. Lightning Strike. Static Discharge. We have that in this format. That's fine. The good news right now is they are tapped out, which is actually perfect for us. So, with that, Archway Angel. This helps us stabilize. We go back up 10 life, so we're back up to 17, and we actually have a decent blocker now, which is good for us. Hopefully our opponent will run out of steam eventually. Okay, our opponent bounces back the Archway. That's okay, actually. We can actually reuse it to get us some more life. I'm surprised our opponent did that, but okay. The ring tempts him again. They do their ring thing. Down to 9. Light up the stage. Trying to draw no more action. Snarl. Do they have that? Oh, it comes in shape flat. That's great for us. Okay. Ooh, okay. We have a Gates Ablaze. This is perfect for us. Okay. This is what we needed right now. Burn away the board. Whew, that was close. Okay. So with that, Forest. We will play Archway Angel again. Restabilize. Back up to 17 again. I kind of like what our opponent was playing, though. That's actually kind of a neat deck. Maybe we'll look at Delver a little bit later on. I don't know. Do you guys want to revisit Delver again with the ring cards? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Okay, so looks like our opponent has themselves pumping up right here with their Ronin Lancer again. But the good news is we actually have enough power with our Gate Colossus. So we're going to bring these down now. Let's see if we can bait out a counter, actually. Okay, so with that. Does our opponent... Don't. Nice. Okay, that's great for us. We will decline. Gate Colossus. Number 2. Okay. We go swinging here. Down to 15. I have no idea how our opponent is going to survive. How's our opponent going to survive 2 Gate Colossuses? I think we can get this one. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. Our opponent has almost no energy left, and we are looking really sweet right here. So they do their damage to us. They ping us down to 11. All right, opponent, you literally have 2 shots right here to beat us. Snapcaster. Ooh. That's actually a pretty good hit. But what do they get? They light up the stage, but it's only for full power, though, so they have to tap out. Wow, they only got 2 lands. Oh, man, that's perfect for us. Birthday Escape. Bring us some more, down to 7. That is an impressive amount of damage they've done with Fiery Inscription. This is actually a really sweet card, but it's not enough to beat us. We go swinging right here, and we just finish them off. Yes! Our janky plan actually worked here. We actually didn't even need the other cards to do it. Oh man, that was pretty awesome. Wow. Okay, my fighter friends, here we go. We are playing Prime Gate Time here in the historic format. And, ooh, okay, we do have Primeval Titan in hand. That's actually great for us. We have Guild Summit to draw, we have Courteous Root to ramp, and a Gate Colossus to back us up. So, I think we can keep this, and I think we're going to look pretty sweet here in just a little bit. All we just need to do is get to a couple of gates, and hopefully we can go off here. We just need to get to at least a blue source, and we should be able to get Guild Summit off very easily. Okay, so we have an Explorer, which is awesome for us. Halls of Harmony. Let's explore. Draw a card. It's an Arboreal Grazer. Not ideal, but that's fine. Okay, so with that, we can at least get to now Courteous Root very quickly here. We have an Arboreal Grazer to provide us a decent blocker. That's a little scary. That's okay, everybody. We can still get there. So with that, let us play... How do we do this? I think we're just going to have to keep ramping. Okay, so we're definitely going to need Baldur's Gate right now. I guess it's going to be Boros Guildgate then. Okay, well, at the very least, we have Primeval Titan ready to go. So also, this can help us ramp out very quickly and provide us with a decent blocker for the time. Another Phyrexian Fleshworker. A little scary, but this is fine, everybody. We can still get through this. They'll take some damage and they'll gain some life back, but we're not too concerned about that right now. Another Guild Summit. How do we do this? Okay, I think what we're going to have to do here is we just need to get Primeval Titan on the field. Let's get some lands. Put out a Plaza of Harmony for now, and the Rakdos. Gain some life back. Maze Den. Alright, so, wait, how many gates do we have right now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway there. We could just go with the Primeval Titan ramp package here. Let's see. Okay, so our opponent has to blow that up. This is fine, though. That's not something I'm worried about. We still have ways of still getting ourselves there. Ooh, okay. So this is great. We have a Gates Ablaze, which is awesome for us. Blow up the board. Whew. I love that card. It's always great for us. So, let's do this. Play Guild Summit. We will tap down a little bit here. Draw a card. Boreal Grazer gives us a little blocker. Put the land on the field. Draw another card. Alright, ooh, we got another Primeval Titan. We can still keep going off here. This is awesome. Unless our opponent has a ton of removal, we can just hopefully close out this game very quickly here. Nighthawk Scavenger. Ooh, that's a little scary. That's okay, though. I still feel we should be fine here. Alright, so Primeval Titan again. Wait, how many lands do we have? Okay, hold on. Let's check 1 second here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We just need to get some gates out. So at this point, any and all gates would be great for us. We just draw some cards here. Another Boreal Grazer. Circuitous Root. Ooh, okay. Well, this is actually pretty nice for us, too. So, Circuitous Root. Let's get some more gates. Which ones do we get now? Okay, I guess we basically just finish up the whole cycle here. Golgari, and we'll get a Simic one. Draw some more cards. Another Gate Colossus. Ooh, we got the Captive Audience, too. I actually want to play this, so. Free Gate Colossus. Free Gate Colossus. Explore. Wow, we're actually going off here. This is awesome. Okay, no blocks. The good news also is a Boreal Grazer can block the Nighthawk Scavenger, so we can actually survive for a couple turns. For 1 ring. Okay, well that's fine. I'm not worried about that. At this point, we're so far ahead on mana, I think we can actually get to their next turn. Let's see. Have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we have enough gates. Okay. Just block right here, in case they had anything wacky. So with that, we will Maze's End. We then get out, I guess it doesn't matter there, because we still won. We got the Maze's End win. Woo! Oh man, that was so awesome. That's exactly how you want the deck to win, everybody. All right, my fire friends, here we go. We are playing our GuildGates deck, our Prime Gate Time deck here in the historic format. And okay, well, we have a lot of tap lands, which is going to be, of course, slow, but that's expected to be for a GuildGates deck. Still, we have at least a decent amount of ways we can ramp, and hopefully we can get to Gate Colossus to close out the game. Our opponent, however, is playing Yorion, so I'm a little scared about that, but that's okay. We're just going to have to just roll with the punches here. Island. Fairy Seer. Okay. Are they playing some kind of... Wait, what are they playing then if they're playing Fairy Seer? I guess it's just ETB stuff value? I guess we'll see. Boreal Grazer. Let's get out another Simic Guildgate. And a 3rd gate. So now we have 3 lands, which is nice. This is definitely going to make also our Gate Colossus cheaper. Oh, they have Thoughtseize. Well, the good news is, even if they throw away something here, it's not too late for us, because we can still keep ramping with Explorers. We have a Gate to the Sea Tower, so even if they throw away Gate Colossus, which they didn't, that's okay. It makes it a little easier on us for us to get to what we need. Also, a Boreal Grazer blocks the flyers, so yeah, not too shabby, right? Okay, they do some scrying. All right, Gruul Guildgates. So, explore. Draw a card. Put down an Izzet Guildgate. Gate to the Sea Tower. No attacks. Alright, well, the good news is now we're at Gate Colossus range now, where we can now throw this down for a cheap cost, and even if they counterspell it, we can Gruul Guildgate our way back. Flame of Anor. That gets rid of the Grazer, which is fine. Alright, Plaza of Harmony. So, Gate Colossus. Plaza of Harmony, we gain some life back. Okay, opponent, you're going to need some removal if you want to get rid of that Gate Colossus, because otherwise we're going to go smashing very quickly here. Oh, looks like they do have a way of getting rid of that. Well, that was really disgusting. I guess I shouldn't have floated. That's on me, though. So with that, Selesnya Guildgate. We then put the Gate Colossus back on top, and we pass. I forgot to mention during the deck tech, one of the things we have that's a great advantage for us is Gate to the Sea Tower. So these cards seek out random cards randomly, and that's actually pretty helpful for us to kind of refuel. So we can do that if we actually must. Okay, we're down to 17. Punish is a very weird deck, but I guess it's just actually a Grixis value pile? I don't know. It's whatever to me. I'm not really too concerned, to be honest. So with that, we'll activate Gate to the Sea Tower to hopefully draw into something that we can use against our opponents. Opponent has more removal? They do. That's fine, I guess. Grixis is annoying because they have always removal, but that's okay. We're down to 7. Can we actually get there at this point? I guess we'll find out. Okay, let's seek a card. What do we get? Ooh, Gates Ablaze. That's actually really nice for us. So with that, blow up the board. Ooh, once again, Gates Ablaze always just comes through for us in clutch. That was great. I actually really underestimate these gates, these little gates, but they're still pretty nice. Our opponent throws away our Primeval Titan, which would have been great to have, but that's okay, everybody. We can still get there. We're barely stabilizing right now, but I still think we can get there. Ooh, Guild Summit. Yes. This is exactly what we needed right now. This is perfect. Okay. So with that, play the Guild Summit. We have to draw into some stuff here. So 1, 2, 3. Draw some cards. Okay. Put an island down. Well, we kind of refueled just a little bit here, but is it going to be enough? Our opponent right now has a Croaxa waiting in the wings. They actually don't have the mana for it yet. Oh, Snapcaster. Oh boy. Yay, Snapcaster. Okay. They just only got to consider, which is actually fine for us. We could still get there. We just need to stabilize. If we get our Angel, we actually would be okay. Fairy Seer. Opponent is definitely digging for answers here. Alright, so keep scrying. Ooh, a Gate Colossus again. Well, that's actually nice for us. So with that, let us play Gate Colossus. Forest. We will Guild Summit here. Pay the blue. Alright. We got a tap here, so we'll tap... Okay, I think we just tap 1. Let's draw. Okay, we have another Gate Colossus, which is great. Okay, opponent, you have 2 Gate Colossuses to deal with here. Can you fight them? Maestro's Charm. Oh, ouch. That kind of hurts. Okay. Well, at this point, we can't afford any other hits. The Fairy Seer can take us down to 1. Can we survive now? All we just need to do is draw into the Angel, and we actually could survive. We just need at least that card, or at least some other way of gaining some life back. Just a little bit of life is all we need. Opponent is swinging, but I don't think they have anything that can burn us out at 1 mana. Okay, so we go down to 1. Is this it for us? Are we going to lose right here? Oh man, this is so close right now. Wow, we actually faltered there. Okay, so this is it, everybody. This is now or never. So let's draw, and hopefully we get something with this Rakdos Guild Gate. Gate Colossus coming back. But I think we're going to decline, and there's going to be a reason why. I need to draw into something here. Okay, any answer to opponent? No, they don't. All right, with that, okay, we only got lands, which is a little scary for us. Okay, I think we're going to have to explore. So this at least gives us another shot here. Okay, Golgari Guild Gates. Our triggers go off again. Where's our opponent at? Okay. No Guild Gate. Ooh, okay, there we go. We got it, guys. We got it. We got it. We got it. Okay. Primeval Titan. We stabilize here. This actually did it for us. Okay, so with that, we then get out our Plaza of Harmonies. Gain some life back. We go back up to 7 life. Wow, we actually stabilized. I can't believe we actually did that. Oh man, I love this deck. Now, if only our opponent could actually come back, I'd love to swing right now and actually see if maybe we have a shot of actually coming with a come from behind victory, but did our opponent just give up? Okay, well, either way, we have to swing here. Damn. Down to 5. Wow. We actually close this out. We're almost there. Can we actually get there next turn? The only way our opponent survives at this point is they have to spot remove everything. Did our opponent just give up this whole match entirely? We actually stabilized with a draw, and wow, we actually did it. We actually got there. Wow, I couldn't believe we actually came from behind on that one. We had no business stabilizing the way we did, but oh man, this deck, it is awesome. And there you have it, everybody. So that was our Prime Gate time here in the historic format. And let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Are you a fan of this deck in any way, shape, or form? I'm going to be very honest with you. We did run very hot in those matches, and some way, somehow, we managed to actually pull off a lot of awesome wins. We actually got to see, of course, what happens when you use Primeval Titan. We actually stabilized in the last match, and oh man, I really thought we were going to lose that, but we actually pulled that off. The other one that was pretty sweet was you got to see the Maze's End victory, so I'm really happy with the deck and how it turned out. Even though it's on a budget, it's still pretty awesome. Having said that, I do want to caution you, of course, is you're not always going to be this amazing like what you saw today. Keep in mind that, again, with the way the deck is, because you're going to be doing a lot of tap lands, you're going to be very slow, and certain aggro decks out there, certain tribal decks such as goblins or elves, or say just any kind of burn deck, will most likely beat you down unless if you can stabilize utilizing your Gates Ablaze, your Archway Angel to gain you some life back. So be careful about that. Keep that in mind if you do want to play this. To be perfectly honest with you, because of how this deck is designed, I actually have no interest in actually showing you a major upgrade to the deck, because honestly, the real reason that you usually would upgrade this would be the land base, and the land base is already pretty much okay as is because it's all guild gates. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the deck, is you really need to keep the guild gates. Having said that, there are going to be select cards I actually would consider for you. So as much as I don't like to say it, yes, you could throw in a Troxa and get rid of the captive audience. That alone would be also extremely powerful, would give you a great way to stabilize. You probably could get rid of the Archway Angels for that, but not much else I really would say. The sideboard itself is going to be very subjective. It really depends on, again, what you're dealing with in the format, so adjust accordingly. I will, however, link, as you can see above right now, the budget version that goes full on budget. We're talking like if you want to play this without using any rares or mythics, it's actually possible to do even at that level. But keep in mind that the deck will be even slower and a little bit more of a struggle to get through. So I think the version we built today is extremely well balanced for us in both budget and also playability. So definitely, I would say if you're interested in this, play it as is. You're going to have a lot of fun like we did when it goes off. And with that, these are my final thoughts that I do want to give on the deck. Again, Gates decks are definitely meme style of gameplay out there, as you saw, where it's going to be very hit or miss. When it goes great, you're going to feel amazing, and you feel like you're definitely punching above your weight limit in the meta. If you do see that when we struggle, don't be surprised and don't get discouraged if you do struggle with the deck, because there's going to be some matches out there where you just can't get anything going because your opponent will either counterspell you, spot removal, or just exile the key cards that you need to get to your victory. Still, if you are a fan of budget decks out there, if you're a fan of the GuildGates style of meme play, if you're actually a fan of Primeval Titan, man, that card really gives this deck a lot more gas to work with. I would definitely say the version you saw today, be sure to give it a try if you're able to put in those rare and mythic wildcards for it. And I assure you, when you get your Gates Ablaze off, when you can just overwhelm them with the Colossus and the Titan, if you manage to pull off the Maze's End victory, it's going to feel so good when you do it. And I assure you, you will definitely not be disappointed. That's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Later.